Nelson Mandela Day. Let's now cross live to Manaye Hall in KwaZulu-Natal. This is the place where Nelson Mandela addressed a meeting a day before he was arrested in 1963. Our reporter Mlungisi Khumalo is there. Mlungisi, what is happening where you are?
Well, thank you very much. Good morning to our viewers at home as well as to you in studio. Like you mentioned, that this is the center where the former President Nelson Mandela had his last gathering in Pietermaritzburg before he was arrested in Howick. That's where the capture site is said to be. Now, you also recall that in the year 1962 of 25 May, Nelson Mandela had a prayer meeting here with certain members of the African National Congress as well as the clergy in the province. Now, you'll also recall that after that, the following day, he then made his way to Howick, where he was arrested by the apartheid forces and the police. But with me to tell me about the activities of today, I've got the chairperson of the SABC. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and attention here today. Sir, just briefly, what will be the SABC doing here today?
As the SABC, we're here to really make sure that the heritage of Mandela is preserved. So what we'll be doing, we'll be following his footsteps from the time when he had the presentation here and progressing to Howick, where he was finally captured. So as the SABC, really, we are about the empowerment of the citizens, and we do that by bringing them content that is relevant, that can help them understand the heritage and where we come from as South Africa.
Now, most importantly, what is the SABC's role in all this, and what's role with the SABC to continue playing to ensure that Nelson Mandela's legacy lives on?
The SABC really, it's about promotion of conversations and partnership. So through conversations that are informed by what the legacy of Mandela gives us, and through partnership with various entities and various government departments, it allows us, the SABC, to drive the empowerment of the citizens by educating them, by informing them, and by entertaining them. So we have a critical role to play as the SABC in making sure that the Mandela heritage is preserved and is well understood by South Africans.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, just for your time. I'm just now going to briefly call on the Minister of Communication, Nomvula Mokonyen, who's also going to tell us as to what her department is going to do to ensure that the legacy of Nelson Mandela lives on. Minister, thank you very much for your time. We are here gathered here today at the hall where Mandela addressed clergymen before he was caught by the apartheid police over at Howick. Just briefly, Minister, what's the communications department's role into ensuring that Mandela's legacy also lives on?
Happy birthday to Madiba, and we need to also thank Umamuno Segeni for having brought to life a man who has become the world icon. Part of our responsibility in pursuing the cause of President Nelson Mandela is to promote nation building and social cohesion. A nation that respects its constitution, a nation that respects its national anthem, an informed citizenry that aspires to make sure that race is not a form of discrimination. Gender is not a form of discrimination. Your origin, just like Madiba, born in Vezo, coming to be a world icon because of her love for freedom, his love for the people of South Africa, and most importantly, a sense of belonging and belonging in the ANC, and allowing the ANC to use him as a symbol of resistance. Because even from here, Madiba went and briefed Chief Albert Lutuli on the program of defiance and underground, and thereafter then he got captured. He belonged in the ANC. You will never be able to become something unless you belong, you are part of a collective. And of importance, he also became a symbol of hope, because Madiba was full of forgiveness, just as his organization, just as the people of South Africa, who also embrace that South Africa belongs to all who live in it. And therefore, our responsibility is to deepen democracy, entrench public participation, but make sure that there is a lot of work around nation building and social cohesion. The SABC, our community broadcasters, the literature in our country, our films that our children and everybody is watching, the use of social media, everything must contribute towards nation building and social cohesion rather than to continue dividing us.
Minister, you speak of the communications department as being a custodian of giving the people the truth. Now, just recapping briefly back, yesterday we had the former president of America, Barack Obama, who said that we now live in an era where there's a whole lot of fake news and fake communication. What will be your critical role to ensure that we never fall victim to all that?
Our regulator, ICASA, has to work very stringently around the regulations that have to do with broadcasting in South Africa. We're busy now also reviewing the broadcasting policy of South Africa that would also look at these matters. Our own policies in the film and publications are also quite important. Cyberbullying and cyber crimes are things that we definitely have to work on. But of importance, we need to embrace new technologies, but they must not actually contribute towards the degradation of self-respect, of unity, of tolerance and diversity.
Thank you very much, Minister, for your time. That was the Minister of Communication in the Republic of South Africa. She also mentioned earlier on that her department will also play a very, very critical role in ensuring that people are taught more about the legacy of Nelson Mandela. Like I also mentioned earlier on, we are at the township of Mbali, right here in Pietermaritzburg, where it's a hive of activities. Right behind me, I don't know if you can see properly, you can also see that this is the Manaye Hall, where the former president of the country, Nelson Mandela, addressed clergymen in this particular venue. And you also remember that not long after that, he was captured by the apartheid police at the Howick capture site. Over back to in studio.
Thank you so much there, Tumlu. That conversation with both the chairperson of the SABC and the Minister of Communications reminds one to remind our viewers to engage with the ongoing process of the review of editorial policies at the SABC. And you can do this by going on to www.sabc.co.za. Blaine?